Yeah, Auston, I know you were probably asked this when you got the captaincy, but it's sunk in, obviously, as we've been captain for a while now. How do you think being captain will change you, or change your approach, or change your relationship with players? How's it going to affect you?
Yeah, I don't know if it's, the change part. I think I've been put in this role, in this situation, because of who I am, and just the continual evolution of myself as a person and as a player. So I don't think there's really stuff I need to go in and just completely change. I think it's just continue to try to be a better version of myself and take steps in different areas as a player and as a leader, as we start the season, and just continue to learn.
Mark Masters, TSN.
Hey, Auston, right in front of you here. What first impression has Craig Berube made on you, and what sort of impact do you think a new voice, a new coach can make this season?
Yeah, he's been great. Over the summer, just getting to know him, spend some time. I think as we get going here as well, it's always new. With a new coach coming in and a situation like that, but obviously his pedigree, he's won before. The feedback you get from guys that have played for him has all been so positive. So I think we're looking forward to that, to getting to know him, to work with him. Obviously his presence, and like I said, his resume speaks for itself. So I think it's going to be a good change for us.
Dave McCarthy, NHL.
Hey, Auston, what do you think the additions that Brad made on the back end will help bring this team this year?
Yeah, I think they're going to help a lot. I think just skating with these guys the last couple of weeks, I think it's pretty evident, the impact that they're going to make for our team and on the back end, and some veteran guys that are coming in like Tanny, OEL. I think it's evident the way that we want to play as a team. I think Chiefs made that pretty clear from the get-go of how he wants the team to play, and I think these guys are going to come in and do a great job for us.
Josh Clipperton, CP.
Auston, there's lots of noise around Mitch this summer. Just wondering how you sort of think what stood out to you about how he sort of dealt with it, the uncertainty and all the questions that have been coming his way.
Yeah, I think he's dealt with it great. I think he's had a great summer. I think with all the noise, you can only control so much. So I think he's put in a lot of work. He looks great on the ice, off the ice, focused, and we're all here to support him, and as teammates and as a team. So I don't think that stuff's really affected him or is going to affect him much at all. He's an amazing teammate and an amazing person, and he's a great player for our team. So looking forward to playing with him again.
Lance Hornby, son.
Belated happy birthday. Can you talk a little bit about the on-ice role you're going to have? Has John passed on anything you'll need to know regarding whatever your role with referees, rules, that kind of thing? I know you've been an alternate captain, but how do you see that unfolding for yourself?
Yeah, I think it's, I don't know, nothing I haven't seen before, obviously, when watching him. And the conversations that we've had and everything it's mostly just been organic, and just talking through stuff, questions, that may come up. He's he's obviously been through it before, when being captain on Long Island, being captain here, and so definitely a guy that I can lean on a lot for a number of different things, questions, just advice on a number of different things. So like I said, he's very supportive and an easy guy to kind of go to with questions and ask.
Steve Simmons, son.
Auston, I don't know if you've had any time to digest this at all, but as of this morning, it appears the Maple Leafs have been sold. And you've been here for 8 years and played for the same ownership group and the same people. I'm wondering what your thoughts are on Rogers' purchase of the majority share in Maple Leaf Sports and Entertainment.
Yeah, I found this out probably 10 minutes ago, so I don't know. I'm not sure really what to add to it. Obviously, Larry's been our owner for my whole time here, and he's been amazing. Interacting with him, seeing the way he treats everybody, from players to coaches to staff. So I'm sure with this new ownership group, it'll continue to churn along, and they'll do everything in their power to obviously support the players. And my mic's not working anymore, but yeah, I mean, I think we'll just continue to keep going along, and looking forward to it. Steve, it's not working.
All right, we'll go next question. Luke Fox, Sportsnet.
Hey, Auston. Obviously, losing Game 7 is painful, but I'm just curious how much of the rest of the playoffs you watched, if there's anything you learned from those teams, if you're rooting for Connor at all in the final. How did you take it the rest of the postseason?
Yeah, I think it's always tough to watch, especially early on in the playoffs. But I mean, I love hockey, so I think you can always take a lot from watching the rest of it, and learning different things, and watching kind of history unfold, I guess. So I wasn't really necessarily rooting for anybody in specific. Obviously, you want to be there, and it's always a bitter feeling watching another teams compete for it. So you watch, and like I said, it's always bitter, but you can always learn and take things away, and from watching, and yeah.
Sean Leathong, CTV.
Auston, circling back to your new coach, are there any specific differences that you've noted or that have been made clear to you as to what the direction of the team will be like this year?
I mean, I think every coach is different, so I think he's been pretty clear about how he wants the team to play, and I think the personnel that we've added, the way that Tree wants the team to kind of look like on paper, and adding some size, some speed. So yeah, he's been clear on how he wants to play, and I think that's been something that he's communicated really well to not just like myself and the leaders, but to everybody that's been coming in, that showed up in the last couple of weeks. So I'm sure it'll be very evident, when we have our meetings tonight, and as we get going tomorrow, the kind of standards that he's going to set for our group.
Morgan, welcome back.
Thank you.
Last year, the Edmonton Oilers leadership group got together and said it was Stanley Cup or bust for them, and obviously they didn't win, but they got all the way there. How do you guys feel about this particular season?
Well, I think to a degree, your goal is always to win a Stanley Cup, and anything else is a failure. I think that's how our group feels. But right now you got to stay a bit more focused on the short term. We want to get training camp going. We want to start competing with one another. And as we go, our goal will always be to win a Stanley Cup. And anything short of that will be a failure. But right now we're just looking forward to getting started, and we're going to take it one day at a time. Obviously, starting today and moving forward onto the ice tomorrow.
Lance Hornby, Sun.
Obviously, been a busy couple of years for a lot of the core players on this team, marriages, births, that kind of thing. Can you talk about the way this core has sort of grown, and how the next step, the last step, would be to put it together to win a championship?
Yeah, I mean, that group of guys has been together for a while now, and that's been a great part about playing for this team is the people involved in this organization, both upstairs, the coaching staff, the players. You build relationships and create friendships, and you get to go through life together to a certain extent, and we're all quite fond of one another. And now, to your point, the next step, the next thing that our group needs to accomplish is winning, and that's always been the main focus. And there's been stuff that has happened along the way, during that journey, but ultimately, we want to win together. We want to win in Toronto, and we're constantly competing to try to make that happen. Try to make this team better. You're always trying to make yourself better, all in an effort to accomplish that goal of being Stanley Cup champions.
Luke Fox, Sportsnet.
Congratulations, Morgan.
Thank you.
What's the first thing that went through your mind when you heard the team sign Chris Tanev?
I was talking to him because I don't exactly remember how it went down. There was a trade, I think, right? We got his rights, and then we signed him. So after we traded for him, I talked to him, and I was just, I think he's just a great piece. I think, any team in the league that adds Chris Tanev, your decor, immediately becomes much stronger. And I had a chance to play with him before at Men's World Championships, and so I know him. He's a great guy, great teammate. So I was just very excited. And, I think that I processed that there's a chance that I might have a chance to play with him. But ultimately, the overarching thought was just that he just made our team better. There's just no two ways about it. He improved our decor. He improved our penalty kill, and just automatically overnight made our team better, made our decor better. I know he was excited to be here, and that's always encouraging, and it makes it easy to kind of talk through what it's going to be like once we get going. He obviously knows Toronto well, and so it's been great the last couple of weeks skating with them, and again, we're just looking forward to starting camp and getting going.
Matt Larkin, Daily Faceoff.
Hey, Morgan, how you doing? When we sat here a few months ago at the end of the season, Brendan was talking about possible changes to the team, and I think the term he used was everything is on the table is what he said. So I'm curious for you in the group, did you go into the summer with a sense of kind of impending doom or change and kind of worrying about what was going to happen? And are you surprised now that so much of the group is still here?
I think you always go into the off season with an expectation of change because you know it's going to happen. And I think that for any team or any business or any group, you have to understand and you have to believe that all options are always on the table. The goal is to make the team better and to improve year after year, to improve during the season. And, that just means that all options have to be available and on the table. And I think as players, we understand that. So we don't take that for granted. I think that I don't think you ever go into the offseason, thinking about impending doom. But you understand that there's change that will happen as happens every year. But all you can do is keep in touch with your teammates, worry about yourself, make sure that you're putting yourself in the best position possible to be ready for the season. And there's not much else you can do.
Hi, Morgan. What did you see from Joseph Woll last year in net, and how excited are you to see what he can do over a full schedule this season?
Yeah, Joe's been great when he's in the net for us, and I know he had a great offseason. And I think if you take the parts of last year where he was healthy and playing, there's obviously a lot of good signs there. He's a big guy that worked extremely hard. He played outstanding for us. And again, he's just a mature young man. He's not a kid. He had a great off season, and he's confident. He's feeling good. And as a D man, it's nice to have those conversations over the course of the summer. He's really focused, and I think he's just looking forward to more playing time, bigger workload, and I think he's ready for it.
We'll do two last ones, Elliot and Mark. Go ahead,
Morgan, pretty significant off-season for you. Mm-hmm. I just wonder, how you feel. Like, we've basically seen you grow up in front of all of our eyes. How do you feel now as a father, and how much do you think that's going to change you as you approach this season?
I feel great. Thank you very much. I feel very fortunate. I feel very lucky to have a healthy family, and it's not something that we take lightly. We feel very grateful. But in terms of changes, I don't know. I guess we'll wait and see. I think there's been changes in the last couple of months, and it's all good things. It's all been for the better. So hopefully, I'm able to manage everything, keep the focus, and I just feel very lucky, very happy, very complete, and I think I'm in a good place to get going here for training camp.
Mark Masters, TSN.
Hey, Morgan. As you sit here on day one of camp, what gives you the greatest sense of optimism about the upcoming journey and how it may lead to a different ending?
Well, there's lots. I think you can, look at a lot of things. I think I'm proud of the work that I put in this offseason. I think you got to hang on to that. There's been change, with this team, as there always is. And, on day one of camp, there's always optimism. It's a new season. It's a clean slate. And, we have confidence in our group and our team and our coaching staff. And, we're looking forward to playing. So I think we have all the reason in the world to be optimistic. But that being said, it all kind of starts here today and tomorrow. And we'll take it one day at a time and work hard. But ultimately, I think that, we have plenty of reasons to be optimistic about the season and about our chances at accomplishing our goal, and we're going to work every day towards that. And we're looking forward to the challenges.
John will open up with a few words here.
Hey guys, thanks for being here. It's been a great summer. Really excited about our team and the upcoming year. The feeling never gets old starting a new season. So yeah, we got a great group, great mix. Excited about our additions and obviously everyone that's been returning. And I think the motivation and the work that's been put throughout the summer and everything that we need to do to be as best prepared as we can. Obviously starting today and getting on the ice tomorrow. Excited about that, and from a personal standpoint, it's been a very good off season, and I'm as driven as I've ever been to play the way that I have over the course of my career. Obviously, go out there and prove myself once again, and help contribute to our club, our team, on and off the ice as I always have since I've come here, and really since I've entered the league. So I'm excited about all that, and obviously a little over a month ago, passing on the captaincy to Auston. Like I said, very honored to have been the captain here in my time, and then to pass it on and for him to lead the way that he will, and be the great player that he is. So, like I said, has my full support, and looking forward to helping him and for me to continue to do my thing. So just wanted to open with that, and I'll take questions.
Thank you, John. We'll start with Steve Simmons.
John, I don't imagine you can have perspective on this right now, but as of this morning, the Maple Leafs have been sold, and I'm just wondering your immediate thoughts on that, having been here through the previous ownership group or partial ownership group, and how you view this now.
Yeah, I learned about it, I think, 2 minutes before coming in here, so obviously it's pretty fresh, but ownership has been amazing since my time here, and given us everything we need, every resource to go out there and compete at the highest level and to win. And I think that's, at the end of the day, that's what we're all here for, and what the Toronto Maple Leafs are all about, and where we want to get back to. So I don't assume anything from that standpoint will change. Obviously, Larry's around the team, around the group throughout the season, and he's always been tremendous as well. So yeah, obviously very fresh. So but don't expect much change.
Luke Fox, Sportsnet.
John, from your conversations with Craig, how do you expect this team to play different under him than it did under Sheldon?
Yeah, I think he, at least in my conversations with him, we haven't gone in super deep on tactical stuff or systems and things like that. But certainly I think wanting to be a very detailed team, and a team that's just got tremendous purpose to our game and how we play, and trying to build just a team that's really strong in all areas. And I think the way that we want to have success, obviously, just throughout the regular season, to earn a place to compete in the Stanley Cup playoffs, then have that translate really well to that time of year. So first things first, and starting getting our feet wet, getting to know them, obviously on the ice and as we practice, and get into some of those details with how we'll play and the type of structure and systems and things like that. But he's been tremendous in just communicating throughout the offseason, getting to know each other, emphasizing team. I think that's a big thing for him, and how we just build the group together, and how close we want to become, and obviously what we're trying to get to, and just trying to start it from scratch and the way he kind of sees things fit. So, yeah, it'll be no doubt there'll be some differences. I think you can already sense it, but I wouldn't say we've gone in super deep in terms of, like I said, just from the system or tactical standpoint.
Kevin McGrann, start.
John, obviously, your contract status and Mitch's contract status are going to be, subtext to the season until something happens. I'm just wondering, how do you intend to handle it? Is there any movement on your front for an extension? Like, what's going on? If nothing on the table in your head, how are you going to deal with it?
Yeah, I don't want to. I understand the question. I respect it, obviously. It's not something I'm going to talk about or focus on every single day and whatnot. But obviously, I want to be here. I want to be here long term, and hopefully that happens. So, but all I can control is just go out there and play and compete at a very high level and help our team focus on trying to win a Stanley Cup this year. I think that's what our goal is, and what our goal has been since I've come here in my time, and like I said, tremendous amount of belief in this group, and from when I came till now, and the evolution of everything. So, but whenever that comes, obviously, hopefully, something can work out.
Mike Zeisberger.
John, just your thoughts on Chris Tanev coming here, and maybe talk a little bit about, I know that you guys played against each other a lot in minor hockey. He was actually on a team with Subban and Stamkos at one point, and just what was he like as a player then, and what does he bring to your team now?
Well, I remember being one of the smallest players in the league in minor hockey, and then all of a sudden he sprouted pretty nicely over the course of his development and obviously what he's become as a player. So I think he just really relishes what he does, and tremendous hockey IQ, certainly with defending, but even just with the game in general, and his ability to play against other teams' top players and to relish that and really enjoy and be good at how he can defend and change things and change that dynamic for us in our own zone or on our back end, I think is huge, because not only is it just defending and breaking the plays up, it's amazing how that can then start the other parts of your game, whether that's just breaking out more clean, creating more opportunities offensively, and especially with the type of talent and skill that we have. So obviously his leadership and the kind of guy he is, he's one of the most well-liked guys I think around the league everywhere he's played, and has made a tremendous impact that way off the ice. So really looking forward to having him, being a teammate, and obviously being from the GTA. I know I think he's relishing the opportunity to play at home.
We have three more questions. Dave McCarthy, Josh Clipperton, and Mark Masters.
Hey, John, I know it's early, still day one, but having passed on the responsibilities of the captaincy to Auston a month ago, is there a different feel for you coming into camp, even in the days leading up to camp, all of the things you would have done in the past? Is there a different feel for you now that those responsibilities have been passed on?
Maybe a little bit, but I wouldn't say it's not something that is, it's not very dramatic or drastic. I think it's everything's been very natural. Austin's already, it's amazing the growth and that I think we've all seen, but certainly in my time here, in my 6 years with him, and obviously what he's become and who he is as a player. But I think just as a person, and certainly on the leadership side of things, it's amazing the way he's grown that way and how ready he is for it. So I wouldn't say it's anything significant, but there's no doubt that he has that responsibility now, and I know that and understand, and like I said, fully support him. So, and I'll continue to go about the way I can lead and how I go about my business that way, the way that I have over my career.
Josh Clipperton.
John, just front row here. There's a lot of talk of change back in the spring, and Mitch's name was out there a lot. I'm just wondering how you thought he handled it, and he's handled it, and with the added pressure of of playing in your hometown. It's already a big media market, but that added level, what is that like?
Yeah, I think he's handled it really well. I think he's had a great summer. I know how focused he's been on working on his game and improving and getting better and getting ready for the season, and continuing to want to help us win and be a big part of that, and the type of player that he is and playing in all situations and how much he contributes to the team and what he brings off the ice well. And I've always talked about the type of energy that he brings and how infectious it is and how it brings the group together, and how it impacts us in the locker room or when we're spending time away from the rink. So he's been great, and obviously, playing here I think is remarkable. It's tremendous, the fan base, the support, the desire and belief in the group, and wanting to see us win and wanting to bring the Stanley Cup back to Toronto. So I think you just embrace that and you cherish that, and you enjoy each and every second of it. So, and you just be who you are. You just go about yourself, what you believe in, the values that you carry, and how you want to bring that to the rink, and the accountability that you need to have. So, I think he's shown all those things, and we love him here. So we're excited for the year and excited to see how he gets going.
Mark Masters.
John, what do you remember most about playing in a contract year, a final year of a deal? Is there any key to succeeding in that situation?
Every year you got to prove yourself. So for me, it's not resting on what I've done or where I'm at. I think I want to continue to push the envelope and challenge myself to play at a very high level to help this team as best I can. For me, it's just kind of just going about my business the way that I always do. So, and I'd like to think that over time that stuff gets sorted out, and just focus on what you can control and where your focus should be, and that's just going out there and playing and helping your team.
Thank you, Mitch. Mitch will start with just a couple words here.
Hey everyone, good to see you all again. Hope your summer's good. Obviously, know there's going to be some contract questions, but not here to talk about that. Like I stated in the captaincy media availability, very happy to be in Maple Leaf. It's an unbelievable privilege, but I'm not here to talk about that. I'm here to talk about the season and getting going.
Thank you, Mitch. We'll start with some questions. Lance Hornby, son.
Thanks, Mitch. It's been a busy couple of years for a lot of guys in the core, marriages, births, that kind of thing. The big hole, obviously, is winning a championship. The fact you guys have been together for so long, how much is that the sort of missing ingredient to all this?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely something that, every single guy in that locker room wants to do. And unfortunately, it hasn't happened yet. We know that we have the right people in there to do it. It's, just making sure, not looking too far ahead of the season, just being in the here and now, and taking it day by day, starting with today and going forward, and just being ready to really nail down all the kind of new concepts that Chief's going to bring to us, and just ready to take them in and do the best with them.
Oh, Luke Fox, Sportsnet.
Hey Mitch, couple of players, Zach Bogosian and Nathan McKinnon in particular, came out and kind of defended you, some of the flack you may be taking, whatever, from fans, media. How did you receive those comments? What are your thoughts that guys like that may have your back?
Yeah, it was, those are two special guys. Obviously, Bogosian I've known for quite a while. Lived at my house for majority of COVID with our team here, and he's a special human being. It was nice. I got those messages from other people who just sent them to me. Like I've said, I'm really trying to stay off of all the kind of social media markets, just to, just stay clear and realize, there's a lot better things probably going on and, put in your mind. So had people send them to me. It was really special to hear from both those guys. And obviously those two guys are, pretty special players and have done a lot in this league. So was cool to hear those messages and, hear their thoughts and their love for me.
Josh Clipperton.
Mitch, you're heading into your 9th season here. How do you look back at the first 8 from a team perspective and a player perspective?
That's a good question. I think for a player perspective, obviously grown a lot, changed a lot, came in as really a young child and, kind of developed, and obviously now married, and, a lot of us have really changed in that way. So obviously more mature, just ready to, take on the season, and, you always just expect the highest expectations of yourself in every new season. So no different has changed in that aspect, and, just ready to get going and ready to rock. Team perspective, I think it's been different. Obviously, we've had now this new coach. In past years, we had 2 different ones, so it's hard to speak on that aspect. But I think every year we've had a great team, and we feel the same way about this year, and we're ready for the next steps.
Mike Zeisberger.
Mitch, last week in Vegas at the Players Tour, no less than McKinnon, Sidney Crosby, and Connor McDavid talked about how much they were blown away by your play in Vail and how excited they are at a chance to play with you at the Four Nations should you be selected. Can you just go over a little bit about what that experience has been like playing with those guys and just, again, their endorsement of you, because we know that John Cooper's a big fan of yours too.
Yeah, that Vail camp was pretty special. The first day there was only 8 of us there, and obviously Sid, Nate, and Connor were all the main runners there, and just training with those kind of guys, makes you just really want to up your game even more. And the off-ice stuff, the on-ice stuff was amazing. Was unbelievably ran, and obviously when you get to watch those guys just really in person for those 4 days, you're kind of blown away just with all the different little skills that they present themselves in practice, and bringing it on to games, and just even after practices, staying on for 20 to 30 to 40 minutes extra, just working on little plays, little things, and just little kind of movements that could really come into your game. It was pretty special to watch. So, I have a lot of respect for those 3 guys, and to spend the week with them and just kind of, I almost swore there actually, but shoot the crap with them. It was pretty special. It was a lot of fun. Sid was the main driver of our group, and it was cool just to be in the car with all of us and kind of just talking about stuff that we've gone through, and just a lot of laughs and a lot of good times.
Rosie DiMeno, Toronto Star.
Hey Mitch, how difficult is it to play in this city, in this market sometimes, and for you personally, and have you been taken aback by some of the more hostile comments that have been made about you?
I think, like I said, I've really tried to keep myself quite far away from reading any comments or anything about myself throughout this past year and even past 2 years. So really try to just stay away from it, try to just realize that, every summer brings a new responsibility of just trying to get better, quicker, faster, stronger, and be the best that you can be. So I think that's where I've thought of myself. Nothing has changed this summer in that aspect. Just wanted to make sure once summer started, I was going to be the best I could be with working out and training wise. And like I said, I'm very grateful to be with Maple Leaf. I'm thinking a lot of guys are very grateful to be with Maple Leaf. It's an unbelievable team to play for, first class. The fan base is unbelievable. So, we're all very fortunate and lucky to have it.
Mark Masters, TSN.
Hey, Mitch. What do you see as the key to performing well in a contract year? And I'm wondering if watching William last year, how he handled it, if you learned anything from seeing him.
Well, I think you can't think of it that way. It's another year of you want to be the best you can be and the best player you can be to help this team win hockey games. So that's where my mind is. It's not thinking of, contract year, you got to be doing this and that. It's just another hockey year that you want to be the best you can be to help this team win hockey games and, try to get to the ultimate goal.
Kevin McGran.
I know you touched on it in the summer at Auston's thing, but just your relationship with Craig Berube, what do you think he wants out of you and out of this team?
Well, I think what he wants out of this team is a quick-moving, physical team. Pressure all over the ice, pressure on pucks, wanting to be quick up and down the ice, which is, I think, works very well for this group. Obviously, we have a lot of speed up and down through the lineup that can work really well in that way, and I think for myself, there's no difference in that. The same kind of mindset goes for all of us. It's, like I said, quick up and down the ice, trying to be the best you can be, being first on pucks and trying to smother other teams.
We'll do Jonas Siegel.
Hey, Mitch. You mentioned something a little bit about this earlier, but why is being a Leaf so important to you?
Well, like I've stated for a long time, obviously growing up in this area, I've always been a Leafs fan. I've always wanted this team to succeed and win, just to see what that would feel like, as a fan-wise, and now being a part of it, it's pretty special, as I've stated on a lot of times. And, it's obviously a very hard season. It's a hard grind. There's another 31 teams out there that are trying to do the exact same thing, so nothing's ever easy. But, it's my home. It's a place that I've grown up. I got many, many memories of watching this team play on Saturday night hockey with my family and in the family room, just sitting there for hours watching, and not being able to live that dream is pretty special. And like I said, you always cheered for this team to try to win, and Fortunately, it never happened then, and it hasn't happened yet. So it's just about making sure we're doing the right things every single day, like I said, and putting the best foot forward to be the best we can be.
Last question, Josh Cloak.
Mitch, on that note, Morgan just said earlier, to a degree, it's Stanley Cup or bust. Do you agree? Is anything less than a Stanley Cup a failure for this team?
Well, I think we can't look ahead. I mean, that's the problem. We got to be in the here and now. We got to be ready just for. There's going to be a lot of ups and downs to the season. There always is. There's injuries that happen that it can hurt the team, can take it down a little bit. So you just got to be ready for the ups and downs throughout the season. Nothing's going to run smoothly all the time. So I don't want to look too far ahead. I want to be in the here and now, just ready to go. We're very excited for the opportunity. We've brought in some great new players that obviously have just done some amazing things in their past teams, and we're excited to bring on some new faces also that in other places, and everyone's excited to be here. It's been a fun last couple of weeks with everyone on the ice, training-wise in the gym, just getting to know one another, and we're excited for the journey, and we're ready to rock and roll.
Thank you, Mitch.
Thank you, everyone.